What's good, ladies and gents? Welcome to the MKO Pugilism Boxing channel where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. So let's talk about it. So a bit of news that's been floating around in the boxing world is that Ryan Garcia has finally been resolved. So he's now, as we know, he fought Devin Haney and beat him. But it later came out that he had this drug in his system, Ostarine, I believe it is. And that's something that, as I understand it, it kind of helps you with managing your weight. It helps you to sort of lose weight and make weight in a better way. And that's what he took. And it gives you some sort of enhancement, but I think it's mainly to do with weight. There was other things as well found there, I think, in his system. And that's all come out after him beating Devin Haney. But he's now going to be banned. But the ban will be backdated. It's going to be a 1 year ban for him. But the way it's going to work out is it's from April to April. So it's from the time backdated to the time of the fight, which I believe took place in April. So instead of it being like a year from now, it's going to be a year from back when he fought Devin Haney until April of next year. So really and truly, for me personally, it's almost like a non-punishment in a way, because these fighters nowadays, like Ryan Garcia, they're filthy rich. And they don't fight that often anyway. So a guy like Ryan Garcia, at the very most, will fight maybe once, twice in a year, probably twice in a year. But it's not like these guys are fighting multiple times, like 4 or 5 times a year. They're fighting pretty much once, probably in Garcia's case, like around twice a year at the very most. So on a normal year, he could have like just 1 fight, 2 fights max. So for me, I'm happy that they've punished him. At least they've sort of given some punishment there. But at the same time, to me, it's almost like a kind of non-punishment, because he's still young, he's still quite fresh, he's still at the peak of his powers pretty much. So banning him for 1 year so that he can't fight until April next year, really, yes, at least they're doing something, but it's not something that's really going to hurt his career or really going to make much of a difference, because he doesn't fight that often anyway. So yeah, it's he can, as of April next year, he can fight again. And if he's clever, he can fight again in April and then fight a couple of times more in the year, depending on who he fights. So for Garcia, he can now get back on with his career. For Devin Haney, his side of things, I think the psychological damage is going to be there, because he's been beaten by someone, and he's been beaten by someone that has cheated to get the victory. But at the same time, he still took a beating. He still was down in the fight. He still got hurt in the fight. So I think for Devin Haney now, there's going to be, there is a lot of psychological damage that he's going to have to contend with. He's going to have to deal with. He's going to have to try to manage. And this is going to be tough for him. I think for Devin Haney, he might need to take it quite slow and get some confidence building fights before then stepping up, back up in levels to the likes of guys like Garcia. Regarding a rematch, from my understanding, it's like Devin Haney doesn't really seem to be interested in having a rematch with Garcia. I don't think he wants to give him any opportunities anymore. I think he's just kind of, he's in a place where this guy's cheated, so I'm not going to get back in the ring and give this guy another opportunity to beat me. He's cheated, that's it. And, but for Haney, for me, I think it's definitely going to be tough for him to deal with now, because not only this guy cheated, but you're dealing now with the fact that the punishment is just kind of a slap on the wrist. Because the thing is, even Devin Haney, he probably won't be back in the ring until probably next year, I reckon. I'm not sure whether we're going to see him in action this year again. So the ironic thing is he's the victim of this cheating thing, but he took quite a beating from Garcia. So it means even his fight will probably be whoever he fights, that will probably be at the earliest beginning of next year. If anything, I don't think we're going to see him in action for a little while now. So yeah, it's one of these, and the interesting thing with the Garcia case is that he's got a lot of people who are defending him. He's one of the few guys that's been caught with the cheating thing, and sort of rather than being blasted by people and sort of called out as a drug cheat. I mean, he's been defended by a lot of guys. I mean, Javante Tank Davis is defending him. There's certain boxers defending him, and there's people who actually believe this idea of his that he was set up somehow and all this. And yeah, it's interesting because guys like Canelo. I mean, Canelo was defended by the WBC when he got caught with his the PEDs and stuff like that, and Tyson Fury had to go away for a little while. And it's interesting in Garcia's case that of everybody that's been caught, Conor Ben keeps getting cussed till this day about eggs and the explanation he gave for his PED case. And most guys, when they get caught with this stuff, they do get villainized. But in Garcia's case, he's actually been, upheld as perhaps a victim here. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't agree with it. I think, look, it's found in your system. It's found in your system unless you got some amazing, compelling evidence that to the contrary, that you've been set up. Unless you can actually prove that. For me, I think you're guilty. So that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think this punishment of 1 year out of the ring is sufficient? Is it a sufficient punishment? Is it just punishment? I mean, I suppose one good thing about it for Devin Haney is that this has now been called a no contest on Devin Haney's record. Excuse the sirens there. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. What would you think happens next for Devin Haney? And do you think this punishment is enough for Ryan Garcia? Just a 1 year ban till next April, so effectively 10 months out of the ring. Let me know what you think. And until next time, it's MKO Pugilism over and out.